morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of voice of radio. So today, it's time for the debut in the Pokemon trading card game of Ball Guy. I refuse to believe there is anyone that played through Pokemon Sword and Shield and did not love the weirdo with a Pokeball head who would just give you random balls every time you rocked up to a gym. Nobody can not love Ball Guy. Even if you don't like the design of the character, and let's be honest, the character is a little bit creepy, every time you see him, he's like, hey, do you want some weird Pokeball that's going to help you out on your journey? Yes, Ball Guy. Yes, I absolutely do. And I'll be honest with you, thematically, the design team here have hit the nail well and truly on the head. Shout out to the lovely Antoine Boulet for providing our translation. And what we've got here is a card that says, search your deck for any free cards that have ball in their name and put them into your hand. And then shuffle your deck. And now this depends very much on the different Pokeballs we've got in the trading card game format at the moment. That is absolutely going to make a difference as to how good or bad this card actually is. But make no mistake about it, this is a very cool card that is going to see a bunch of play and people are going to love it, and yay! Now, one thing we do have to address at the beginning, and I don't think I'm the only one that's cheekily suggested this, no, this will not get you Air Balloon. I did ask this on Twitter, and the lovely David Hockman did confirm that that is not the case. Technically, Air Balloon does have ball in its name, but it's kind of half of the word balloon, or, you know, just over half. And it doesn't really count, right? It doesn't really have ball in its name. You can't use it to search for Air Balloon. Sad, ladies and gentlemen, but I think probably, if we're honest with ourselves, fair. Never mind. The thing is, this is a good card, and I know this is a good card. I can kind of tell you this is a good card by just comparing it to the previous version of this card. This is not the first time we've had this before. We had Apricorn Maker. Now, Apricorn Maker came around in Celestial Storm, but actually came around in Skyridge, and it basically did the same thing in both of them, and that let you search for 2 item cards that have the word ball in their name. And this lets you search for free. So straight off the bat here, this is 1.5 Apricorn Makers. If you were ever sat there wondering, okay, but what is better as a character? Who is the champion, Apricorn Maker or Ball Guy? Well, we've now confirmed it is in fact Ball Guy. For what it's worth. So that's quite nice. And the thing is, we've got a bunch of Pokemon balls in the format at the moment, or Pokeballs, that will allow us to do this. Now, at the moment, unless I'm forgetting something in our format, we have got 4 options, and 3 of them are actually really good. One of them isn't. That's Pokeball. Pokeball lets you search your deck for a Pokemon and put it into your hand. It lets you search for any Pokemon. It's basically Master Ball, if you can flip a heads. And that is quite a big if, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Master Ball no longer in the format. Would be way better if it was. Good card. Although it would be outclassed by other A-specs like it was at the time. But the point is, it's not a good card. No one's actually playing it. Quick Ball, on the other hand, people absolutely are. And most decks are playing Quick Ball. So if you play this turn 1, you can search yourself 3 Quick Balls. And those 3 Quick Balls will go and get you 3 basic Pokemon. Now, in that way, it's kind of like Pokemon Collector. And in another way, it's really not like Pokemon Collector. Now, you see, Pokemon Collector let you go ahead and just search for 3 basic Pokemon and put them in your hand. It is an absolutely over-the-top, phenomenal card that saw a ridiculous amount of play at the time, and if it came out now, would instantly go into basically every deck. The thing is, there are 2 gigantic differences between this and Pokemon Collector. Firstly, you're not searching for the Pokemon, you're searching for the balls, which means you've got to have the balls, and when you then play the balls, they're no longer in your deck, you can't draw into them later, and it means that if your opponent gets something like an early Vikavolt and item locks you, you're not getting those Pokemon. But probably far more importantly, You've got to discard 3 cards from your hand to play 3 quick balls, and that is not always going to be something you're willing to do. And that is a problem, quite frankly. So yes, this will let you get 3 quick balls, and yes, that is great for getting set up in the early game, but let's not pretend that that is some kind of infallible, wonderful, brilliant, awesome thing here, because we've still got to bear in mind that you've got to discard the cards from your hand, you've got to have the quick balls in your deck, etc. But we've also got Great Ball, and Great Ball is an imperfect card, quite frankly. Great Ball is one of those that can be amazing or terrible. Let's look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find a Pokemon and put it into your hand. Honestly, as far as I am concerned, the reason we're playing Great Ball at the moment isn't because it's an inherently good card, it's because we don't have anything better. Because a lot of the time, I'm playing Great Ball turn 1, and I'm hitting Evolve Pokemon and it's pointless. Or I'm playing Great Ball and I'm not hitting anything. Or I'm playing Great Ball because I desperately want to get a Dedenne to draw myself a bunch of extra cards, but I don't hit the Dedenne. Or I need my evolutions and I only hit my basics. It ain't perfect, but it's not working. Evolution Incense will get your evolutions, but it will only get your evolutions. And that's a little bit of a problem, because in the early game, you need your basics. Pokemon Communication will get you any Pokemon you like, but you've got to swap it for a Pokemon that's in your hand, and you won't always have a Pokemon in your hand, and that's annoying. To be clear, those are cards we are comparing with Great Ball to see why Great Ball sees play. Neither of those cards have Ball in the title, and though they are Pokemon search cards that are legal in the format at the moment, they cannot be searched out using Ball Guy. Sorry about that. Now, I told you there were 3 decent options in Pokeball, and I've shown you 2 of them. The other one we've got is Cherish Ball. And Cherish Ball, and we see this with Pokemon search cards a lot. I just gave you a couple of examples. This isn't a particularly weird or unforeseen thing. One of the things we see a lot is they are great under certain parameters. And essentially, the parameters here are you playing a GX deck? Because Cherish Ball will let you search for any Pokemon GX and put it straight into your hand, but it will only let you search for Pokemon GX. Won't let you search for anything else. Now, until we hit the rotation in September 2021, this is fine, because this will get us to Dedenne. And honestly, that's one of the best things about this, is the fact that it will get to Dedenne. In certain decks, this is brilliant. If you're playing a Mewtwo and Mew deck, you are going to be playing a bunch of Cherish Ball, because it will search out your Mewtwo and Mew. But it will also search out, remember that Mewtwo and Mew's got the ability that copies the attacks of any EX or GX in your discard pile or on the field, bearing in mind that EXs are gone, so it's all GXs. It will search out your Incineroar that you discard, so that you can then copy its attack, because free energy, 130, discard a special energy, great in the early game, go second, turn 1, welder energy, boom, 130 with Incineroar. It's a great card, and it will get you your Dedenne. It's awesome in Arceus and Alga and Palkia decks, because it will get that plus Dedenne, and fine, it won't get Zacian, but it doesn't really matter. You're getting enough other cards that it works. But it's not good in every deck. So where does that leave us with Ball Guy? Well, it means we've got Quick Ball, Cherish Ball, and Great Ball. And honestly, I think that's enough. Like, in my Excadrill deck, I play 4 Quick Ball and I play 4 Great Ball. And an awful lot of the time, grabbing them turn 1 would be amazing if I've got the cards in my hand I'm willing to discard with Quick Ball, which is not always the deal. Honestly, a lot of the time, instead of going for 3 Quick Ball, I'd end up going for, 2 Quick Ball and 1 Great Ball just because I don't have the discard. But then again, I get 2 basics, and then my Great Ball may well get me either a Chinchino or an Excadrill next turn, and actually that's probably going to be enough. And I do think this is going to see a bunch of play. In decks that are also playing Cherish Ball, this is a no-brainer. Do remember that as much as Cherish Ball can get Dedenne, Quick Ball can also get Dedenne. And Quick Ball can get your Crobat as well. And that can help you go ahead and get set up. One combo I absolutely love here, if you're not attacking, is that new Rotom that lets you go ahead and search for a couple of cards that have got Rotom in their name, and then Rotom Bike. Now, this would have to be done turn 2 when you could attack anyway, so this would have to be in a deck where you weren't worried about attacking, but essentially you go and search yourself for 3 of these balls, and then one of the cards you go and get is a Rotom, and then when you play Rotom, you search for Rotom Bike, and because you've searched a bunch of quick balls, you've probably got 0 cards in your hand, then use Rotom to draw until you've got 6 cards in your hand, or Rotom Bike, and then your turn ends, but you end with a 6-card hand, and you've gotten a bunch of Pokemon out. And I like this. This is cool. Not every deck is going to want to play this. There are a lot of decks that are going to want to go aggressively into something like a Professor's Research on turn 1. But there are also going to be a whole bunch of decks that all they really want to do on turn 1 is just get set up. And they just want to get their Pokemon out. And they can worry about the rest later, and that's where this comes in. Because this can still give you your Dedenne, it can still give you your Crobat, it can still give you your Rotom. And that's the important thing to note about Ball Guy. You're not getting your Pokemon at the expense of drawing cards, because you can basically get 3 Pokemon, one of which will draw you cards. And what's to stop you playing one random Cherish Ball because you're playing Ball Guy? So that when you play Ball Guy, you can go and get Dedenne using your Cherish Ball without having to discard a card from your hand using Quick Ball. That is definitely something I would consider. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a good card. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. Apricorn Maker saw a little bit of play back in the day, but getting a 3rd card really does make this significantly better than Apricorn Maker. Count me as a fan, ladies and gentlemen. Count me as a fan. Both of Ball Guy as a character and Ball Guy as a card. But I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.